Hello, my name is Kira Tsukimoto, and this is Eastshades. So, this is a game that is about painting, a subject I am not incredibly familiar with. I like art, I think that's beautiful. I am unable to create any because I have the talent of a weasel. Actually, a weasel would be probably more talented than I am when it comes to art. Um, I can make jewelry. Does that work? Probably not. But anyway, not like any artistic jewelry. I can make a bracelet with a string of pearls. That's about it. But I do like art. I like looking at it. And most of all, I like games. And this is a game about art. So this is a game I first heard about a couple of months ago, and it was like I heard about it as an RPG that didn't involve any killing, and I was like, okay, that's interesting. And it's an RPG where you go and explore this world and you paint and you kind of solve problems through painting, basically. That's kind of what I've heard about it. So I've given it a little bit of a go. And there's going to be a couple of things I'm going to say before I actually start the game and have a drink. Now, those couple of things are number one, it's not a graphical powerhouse. There are some problems with the game. The frame rate is a bit jumpy. I've got it set at the highest setting and it's still a bit like there's nothing wrong with my computer that's running it. At first I thought it was, so I lowered the frame, like I lowered the graphical settings and stuff. That's not it. It is literally just frames will just jump. I've got it all set up so that I am moving as kind of slowly as possible so that the frame rate jumping thing isn't going to give you much motion sickness as much, but it is a bit jumpy sometimes, like as in like the screen will kind of freeze and move, which is a bit annoying. The other thing I'll say is that the music is really nice. The voice acting isn't amazing. This is an indie game, so you've got to keep that in mind. I'm giving a lot of disclosures before I go in because I like this game, but I just kind of want you to be aware of the problems with it before we start. Because I did notice a few things, and that's why I kind of debated whether I should do a let's play of it or not. But I'm going to because I like the game, and I think it's a game that people should maybe have a look at and appreciate. But yeah. So, shall we get started? And once again, graphically, it is quite pretty. It is quite pretty, but it's not 2019 pretty. It's very. It was released only like a week ago, I think. It hasn't been released for a very long time, but it's not like Anthem pretty. It's not like Apex Legends pretty. It's not AC Odyssey or God of War kind of pretty. It is pretty, but it's not. It's very. The graphics are very 2010, I want to say. But yeah, let's get started. New. Kira Tsukimoto. Killer from the Moon! Let's go! The loading times are not too bad, but they're not amazing either. Better than freaking Anthem, I'll give you that. Alright, so I've turned the brightness way up because it was so dark, and YouTube has a tendency to darken the game anyway, so I've brightened it up for you guys.
Forgive an old woman, but I forgot your name. What was it again?
Kira Tsukimoto.
Would you mind getting my book from the sleeping quarters? It would spare my bones the trip. It's called Great Voyages.
Sure, lady. Journal. Help an old woman. Old woman traveling with you has asked us to fetch her book. Okay, so we have no legs, by the way, which is quite disappointing. And you can probably notice the frame issues, but whatever. Great Voyage. Property of Clara S. If found, please return to Port of Lindo. The seas of North are widely unexplored. Researchers predict that these waters are expansive, and small expeditions have revealed numerous islands filled with diverse life and communities. Due to the unpredictable and violent nature of these waters, many exploration ships have been lost while attempting to form new contacts and carry out all scientific research. All eyes on the harbor. No, that's horizon. I can't read handwriting. My bad. Alright, let's return the book to this lady after reading only the first page.
Thank you very much. I've read this old book many times. Seems I find something new each read. And no matter how many times I've read it, it never fails to get me excited for adventure. Are you the adventuring type?
Sure.
Ah, after my own heart. I've had a lifetime of it, believe it or not. If you're sticking around in Eastshade, maybe I'll tell you all about it sometime.
Sure.
Captain Ilona told me we'll be landing in Lindo shortly. I think we're all antsy to arrive.
Alright, so you've just learned a new topic. You can now inquire about this topic using the pick topic option when it's presented. Not everyone has something to say about every topic. Okay, great.
I've never been to Eastshade. I've heard wonderful things about it. Did you know that the people there used to cover their mouths with garments? I've heard that's since gone out of style. Quite a strange fashion fad if you ask me.
I think it's cool.
As long as Eastshade doesn't rock like this ship, I will love it.
I don't think it will. It's an island.
It's the
Lindo.
quaint little seaside town we'll be landing in. It's one of the many gems of the country, I hear.
Oh, good to know. Bye.
Almost there.
Hello, dear lady. So all the people that I've seen so far
That did
seemed to
not
be.
sound good.
No, it didn't. Seem to be kind of animals, anamorphic. I think is the word. Ooh, God, nope. Ooh, no. Frame issues. Frame plus water. Help. The water graphics are not amazing, but they're not terrible. And I think we're gonna drown. Lord help me. Obviously, we're not gonna drown. I mean, it's the beginning of the story. Did I ever tell you about the trip your father and I took to Eastshade? Tell me again. Out of all the trips we took, it was one of my favorite. You know, if you're ever looking for painting inspiration. I know, Mom. Tell me you'll visit one day. Promise you'll go. I promise. To think of you exploring Eastshade, it makes me so happy. I know you'll find inspiration there. What an adventure you'll have. Listen, there are some places you absolutely mustn't miss. Be sure to paint the giant tree. Oh, I remember it like it was yesterday. How will I know which tree? You won't miss it, trust me. And the Tiffmore Bluffs, oh, the lovely sky country. I can picture you there now, an easel set, you making a beautiful painting. Those open skies and endless seas will move any artist. I will. And the city, there's a magnificent building in the center. From the very top floor, you can see the whole town and more. You won't be able to resist taking out your brushes. Soon, you'll be there soon. You should get some rest, Mom. Mother's last wishes. So that's what we're here to fulfill. Like all great RPGs, we start with the death of our mother. Oh, and here we are. Hello?
Do you remember what happened?
I was traveling on a ship. It collided with the reef.
I'm glad your memory's intact. You washed up on this beach just a short while after the ship sank. One doesn't last long in water this cold.
Did everyone else make it?
From what I've heard, you were the only passenger in this place during the wreck. The others are safe in town.
Of course, I'm the only one that's, misplaced. Where are we?
Eastshade, of course. Specifically, my home. I usually don't take visitors, but in this case I can hardly blame you for floating in unannounced.
Sorry. Did any of my possessions float in?
Only your easel. Don't forget to take it when you leave. Even the frigid tide couldn't bring you to part from it. It must mean a great deal to you.
I won't forget.
To head into town to share news of your survival. You should go there and let them know yourself. It's just up the path.
Thank you for helping me.
On your way, though.
Yes, that's the bed I woke up in. That's my easel. I'll take that, thank you. And here we are in Eastshade. There we go. It's not a bad little place. It's quite beautiful. So you can press caps lock to just auto run, and I'm always going to be running because I don't ever walk in a game, but that's just me. Before we go into town, how about we explore a little, shall we? Let's do that. An odd looking little tower. Let's go and have a peek at it. The abandoned tower. It's locked. Of course it's locked. Can I pick a lock? No. Making paintings drains inspiration. Gain inspiration by exploring new areas and trying new things. I do quite like that. Inspiration seems to be like your experience points, but not really, because it's you use it like it's like your skill points maybe. You do have a little bit of a jump, but not a lot, and you can't jump too far over things and stuff, so it is slightly limiting, but you do have a jump. You can't swim, unfortunately, which is quite sad, but hey. Old Lindo. Ooh, I'll take that, thank you. You can pick up little items and bits and bobs, and I think it's there is a crafting system, so far I've only been able to make easels. I mean, not easels, canvases. I don't know what the wax does, but I'm gonna... Ooh, Nida the water fox. Celios laid out his blanket in a patch of sunlight. His water fox, Nida, sniffed about, searching for a nest of eggs to snack on. Stomach growling, he pulled a sachet of frosted biscuits and berry wine from his pack. Nida howled in the excitement she'd found a nest. With a thick crunch, she cracked into an egg, hungrily lapping out the contents before batting the empty shell aside. Celios grimaced as she stared at her second egg. As charming as he found the water foxes, he couldn't stomach their eating habits. Oh. Okay, we don't need to read the book twice, but I think reading books also gives me inspiration, so... Property of Yulia Greywing. It's been raining for several weeks now. Tons of water pouring down in constant torrents. Our home is filled with buckets to catch spills from the ever-growing leaks. How I long for a moment of clear sky and break from this incessant dripping as I try to sleep. Disaster had struck. Last night, just after the eclipse, the red feathers woke to a creaking and groaning. They grabbed their children and ran outside moments before the house split from its stilts and crashed into the river below. Madam Baker has ordered an evacuation of all Lindo until they can fortify our homes against this awful wet. Oh, terrible news, and only a day after we evacuated our homes and made camp high ground. The entirety of a happy village mainland in a huge gush, taking our homes down with it. What a horrible thing this weather has cast upon us. Which is kind of funny because your diary seems to have found its way back into your old house, lady. But whatever. And you have a lot of books you haven't taken with you. How could you leave books behind? Out of all things to leave behind. Let's go down here. Ooh, more wood. So there's a bit of thing about exploring as well. I mean, as I said, the graphics aren't amazing. This is the highest setting I can make it. It's too deep. It doesn't look bloody deep. But according to the game, it's too deep for us to swim in, so we can't swim. That's fine. I will go with what you say, game. It's fine. Alright, let's have a look around. Let's see if there's anything else to collect. Nope, nope, nope. Oop, oop. Okay, let's have a look. Oop, oop. I mean, the reeds and everything are quite nice. I mean, it's not, as I said, it's not horrible. It's just the graphics do seem a little bit dated. Hello.
Hello there. Newcomer, are you? Trying to get across the bridge, I guess. I hope you've got the glowstones for it. It's not free, you know. The rule is you pay once and you can use it as much as you'd like.
Okay, what do you do here?
Oh, mate, I'm a fisher. I catch fish, I cook fish, I sell fish. You know. But mostly what I do here is fish. Sometimes I like to visit town, but not very often. What's all that you're carrying? Looks heavy. Are you some kind of painter?
Yes.
You know what? Maybe there's a way you can get the glowstones out of me after all. There's a gazebo in Lindau. Real pretty spot. Maybe you've been there. Anyway, I'd like a painting of that view.
I'll paint it for
The
you.
gazebo is easy to find. It's just behind the inn. And I want the painting from the gazebo, not of the gazebo. It's the view, not the building, if you get my meaning.
Sure.
Fish unbiting today.
Okay.
If you're still willing to paint that gazebo view for me, remember, the gazebo is just behind the inn. See you
Got it.
around.
Got it. We'll paint for you. And I think that's how like some of the like a lot of the quests will work in this game. Like you paint things for certain people from the village, and they give you money for it, and that's how you earn money, I guess, in this game, through selling your painting. Oh, there's someone over there. I want to go and see that someone, but it's too deep. Can't go in there. What a disappointment. Well, I better go to the village then. Let them know that I'm alive. Collect roots for whatever it is that I'm doing with them. Twig? I don't know what I will do with them, to be honest. I'm just going to collect everything that isn't nailed down. Feather. Because that's just what you do in a game. You just collect everything, and then one day you might be able to use that thing to do something. Or if you don't collect it, you'll realize that you did need that one thing, and then you're going to be stuck without it. So, you know, there's a reason behind the madness. Oh, there's a town. Is there anything else I can collect? Whee! Is this the town? Is this the town? This is the town. I made it to the town. Go me. Even without a mini-map. I do like that there is very little mini-maps and stuff like that. Hello?
Ah, a newcomer. In the future, if you're ever in need of carriage to Nava, I'm your driver.
Fan-bloody-tastic, lady. Thank you.
I said in the future. I won't take you right now.
Oh. Why not?
You're a newcomer, and you've never been to Nava. It's not so far. And the walk is lovely. Everyone going to Nava for their first time should approach by foot. I won't be the one to cheat you out of an enriching experience. And
Okay.
if it's the cost of the toll bridge you're worried about, know that you would have to pay it whether you're riding with me or not. If it's your first time crossing.
Okay.
My ox is strong, no?
Well, thank you for telling me that. Can I go into your house? Is this your house? Nope, it's not going to open for me. Right. Hello?
Oh, it's you. You're on the ship. What happened to you?
I washed up in a beach cave.
Oh, thank goodness. We thought you were lost. Oh, what a horrible experience. I'm so glad to see you're safe. What brought you to Eastshade anyway?
My mother loved it here.
Very adventurous of you. I came to visit my family. You look like you could use a nice cup of tea. This flavor is a bit strong for some people, but the effects can be lifted with a sip of water from your water skin.
Thank you.
Our captain is in a terrible state. I suppose that's to be expected. She won't even leave the dock. Perhaps it would console her to know that we all survived. You should speak with her.
Okay, where are you staying?
My family lives here in Lindo, so I'll be staying with them. If you find that night is coming and you're in need of a place to stay, you should check the inn. You'll be comfortable there. It gets cold around here at night. You shouldn't be out without a proper coat.
Abandoned tower.
Oh yes, I saw that from the ship. It looked as if there was a light coming from inside. Could it be a lighthouse?
Perhaps.
The original town built on the river. I remember hearing that it got destroyed in a mudslide. I heard that when I was really young. After that wreck, I may just settle down here for a while. Are you wondering about anything else?
Nope. Take care. So is this... You're not a... What? You're not a bird, you're a deer. Come here, child. Not really. Well, I'm not gonna. Yeah, well.
Thanks! My dad says that I can do anything as long as I put my mind to it.
Sure, child. Alright, let's go into this house. Dude, what the hell?
Who's
Hello?
there? Nika? Is that you?
No.
You must be one of the tourists. Terrible about the sinking and all that. Glad you're okay. Yada yada, etc. But will you go get Nika, the innkeeper? I need help.
Why is there a jug on your head?
It's stuck, obviously. Now, would you be so kind as to go get Nika for me?
How does that even happen?
It happens. It's fairly normal, really. Doesn't it happen to you from time to time?
No.
But seriously, will you get the innkeeper?
Sure.
Brilliant. I'll wait here. Ugh.
Dude, seriously. This is like a classic, like, Skyrim put a basket over the head of the merchant situation, but he's got nothing to steal, so it doesn't help me. Hello?
Hey, you have an easel. Are you an artist?
Yes, I am.
So am I. Do you want to see what I made?
Sure.
Look.
You must have worked really hard on this? I mean, look, for a child, she's done fairly well. I mean, the bird has its details, it's got an eye, and it's got water dripping from the wings. I mean, she's done better. She's done pretty alright. Good use of colour.
It took all day. But I want to make my next one even better. What should I do?
You should start with a canvas.
But I don't know how to make a canvas.
Let's make it together.
Right. You're a nice artist after all.
Sure am. We need to collect boards and
I know
fabric.
where some boards are. Follow me.
Sure.
Did you see when it ran a reef? I've never seen anything like that. Terrible waste of a good shell. But it went down so quickly. It's amazing anyone made it out of that.
You certainly won't see me boarding a ship anytime soon.
Okay, where did the child go? I need to go back to the child. I just knew there were some materials up here and wanted to collect it before I go and speak to the child. But I forgot to do that, so... there we go. Thank you, child.
So we have everything we need now, right? We can make a canvas from this stuff?
Yes, we can. So, I made 3 canvases.
Could you paint something? I want to watch a real artist.
Sure. We're going to paint. Going to paint that ship that sank. So we can drag and like kind of decide what kind of painting we want to draw. So there is a bit of that. So you can kind of like decide, but then you just press E and then it paints, which is pretty cool. But it's not amazing. Like I would have preferred it if there was like you have to try to get like certain angles, blah blah blah, to get the perfect painting that you wanted. But I'm kind of glad it's not making me paint anything because I can't paint.
That painting is amazing! I want to try. Can I have a canvas? We found enough stuff, right?
Sure.
Yes! I'm going to use this for Miss Nika's next painting. She loves art so much. Hey, Miss Nika loves art like us. She always likes my paintings. I bet she'd like yours too. She really likes the eclipse. You should draw her that.
Sure. We will do that later when there is an eclipse. Okay, what else was there? Let's go and find someone else. Oh, wait. We were supposed to find Nika, the innkeeper. Where's Nika? So this is the inn. So let's go to the inn. Hello, lovely lady.
You must be the traveler from the wrecked ship.
Hi, Nika. A cave dweller rescued me.
Oh, good. Ingolf needs some visitors every now and then. I wish he would spend more time in town, but he'd rather be alone.
Well, some people like their solitude.
Yes, I run the inn. I always keep a full stock of soup and tea to refresh weary travelers. When I was young, I traveled all over this island. I'd love to adventure again one day.
Maybe you will. But for now, I'm going to...
Certainly.
I have no money, disregard. Isan needs you.
Oh, of course he does. And what is it this time?
Well, he's got a jock stuck on his head.
Again? That's like the 8th time. All right, then, we'd better go help.
Alright, let's go. Lady, you coming? Oh, you are coming, okay. Hello, dear child.
Oh, just wait here. I'll wear this jug while I wait.
Great fashion statement. It's alright. Nico's here to help.
That's really stuck, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty stuck.
I think what we need here is some soap. Would you be a dear and fetch some soap from Amin's house? It's just down the stairs and across the courtyard.
Okay.
Would you be a dear and
fine,
fetch some
fine.
soap from Amin's house? It's just down the stairs and across the courtyard.
Down the house, across the courtyard. Hello.
Hello there. Can I help you, traveller?
Could I have some soap?
Soap? Well, certainly. May I ask why?
Well, it's too weird for words.
You shouldn't use soap for that. It's not safe. Anyway, I'll ask no more. Here. And no need to return it. Is he a friend of yours?
I don't know. The innuendo is just way too high. So I have asked the other one. I've said the other one before. Where I say Isan's got his head stuck in a. But she's literally just gone into the next dialogue after that. So I'm going to go with I barely know him.
Well, I shouldn't gossip then.
Oh, what's the dirt?
He's just such a peculiar man. And you know what? I think Lenny is going to have some real issues when he grows up.
Why is that?
Well, you've seen him. The boy is unhinged. And not just that. I've been hearing a lot of yelling coming from that house. I think it's quite a broken home. You know, I imagine you'll be traveling all around this island, being a tourist and all. Perhaps when you get to Nova, you should let the sheriff know about Isan. I think it's only right, you know, for Lenny.
Not 100% sure about that, but why don't you do it?
Well, it's a small town. If word ever got back to Isan that I was the one that reported him, things might be a little awkward, being such a close neighbor and all.
Okay. But, like, at the moment, all I know is that the boy has been told by his father. I mean, look, broken homes and domestic violence is very, very serious issues here. And the accusation is a very serious one. But to just be like, I know nothing about it. I haven't heard the yelling myself. I have noticed that his son is very clumsy as a guy. And he's able to get his freaking head in a jug. I can kind of imagine him, you know, screwing something up like that and then yelling about it later on. So I don't think I should be the one to do it. If anyone's going to report it and have serious concerns, it should be the person that has the concerns. Because at this stage, all I've got is hearsay. And that's just not good.
Of course, you're right. I suppose it's a bit selfish of me to worry about a little awkwardness when it's a matter so serious. I'll head over to Nava as soon as I get the chance.
Good.
Right. Well, here's some soap.
Thank you for the
Safe
soap.
travels.
But I honestly, yeah, I do think it's something... Okay, I'm not saying if I see domestic violence happening, I will be the first to jump in and stop it. In fact, I did that when I was... I've seen it, and it's... You know, I've seen... We were in Korea, and there was this guy, and he was screaming at his girlfriend and then pushing, like poking at her face, and then he physically started to push her, and he eventually pushed her until she fell over like a newspaper stand sort of thing. And at that point I was just like, oh hell's fucking no. So we, like, me and a group of friends, we intervened. Like, we literally, like, you know, I stood in front of the chick, and the guy friends that I was with, they kind of like, there was no violence, we didn't use any violence, but they did kind of like, you know, push him back a little and just kind of hold him back and be like, dude, what the fuck, you don't do this. And then we had to call the police, and it was very embarrassing and it was very awkward. But you don't stand there when there is violence happening in front of you if you do have the means to stop it. For me, I had the means in 3 big burly guys to use as meat shields if required. Not to mention, I'm fairly capable in terms of like physical things lady normally. I'm a bit useless at the moment because I have pain issues, and I've got energy issues because I literally was bedridden for 6 months, so I have very little muscle strength and stuff to get by and do anything. But back then I was pretty fit and I was kind of capable of looking after myself. But anyway, but if there is a physical danger to yourself, do not intervene, call the fucking police. Like, do not just jump in if you think you're going to be hurt. Like, in this situation, we were in Korea, weapons are very rare. The guy was like literally my size, and actually I think I was literally more muscle than he was, so I didn't have huge concerns for my safety. But if you by all means are in concern for your safety, don't jump in, call the police. You can't help people if you are hurt. You're just adding to the problem at that point, so just be aware of that. Being a hero is in getting help, not becoming hurt as a result. Like, try not to do that. But anyway, I'm digressing to random stories of my life. That's just so stupid of me. Anyway, jumping right in. So that's my justification for not reporting to the sheriff, because I haven't seen the abuse. So far, I think he's actually a pretty good father, telling his child that he can be whatever he wants to be. Not sure about the bird thing, but you know. But either way, we'll talk to Nika.
Well, let's try this thing then. Here, let me have that soap.
Give the soap.
Well, I guess it was convenient that you dropped in when you did. Thanks for getting Nika.
Okay. How did you get your head stuck?
Well, you are a nosy tourist, aren't you? Beeswax.
Well, Emin said she did hear yelling from your house. What's up, dude?
Emin? That nosy, stuck-up, goody two-talon. If you had to deal with what I have to deal with...
What do you have to deal with?
She just doesn't like me because I'm not posh like her. This whole town is stuck up. Them and all their judging eyes. You know what? Get out of my house. You're just like everyone else in this town. Coming in here and telling me I'm a bad father? Get out.
I never said you were a bad father.
I know that's what you meant. Just get out.
Fine. I'll leave you alone. You have problems, sir. Can't stand criticism, but I'll close the door for you so that you can be alone in your misery. Now, what else can I talk to? Actually, can I talk to that child? The cooing child? Are you okay? Is your dad hurting you? Okay. You're not going to say anything besides call, so okay, never mind. So, that's the inn, that's the gazebo behind the inn, so I guess I'm supposed to do my painting here. So let me do my painting. Right, from the view from the gazebo. It is a nice view, so let's do a painting. Let's just drag out, do a full canvas of this lovely view. Kind of want to include the boat. There we go. Paint. For the fisherman, updated. Fantastic. There's some children playing up here. Hello? Can I talk to you? Hello, bear child. Hello, owl child. You will not talk to me. I wonder why. And hello, Nika, again.
Great viewpoint, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It's lovely. It's very different from home. Lovely.
Look, the eclipse is starting.
I have to try to paint the eclipse. I don't have enough easels and stuff anyway, and this is a cutscene. It is quite lovely. As I said, like, the graphics aren't 2019 standard, but it's, as I said, it's an indie game and it is lovely. Like, it's, you can tell that they put a lot of attention to detail. You can tell that they've,
show, right?
you know, tried really hard to make a beautiful place. Missing it from solid ground.
You couldn't get me out on the oceans for anything, and especially not in a rickety wooden ship. If you haven't got lodging for the night, feel free to stay at the inn. I'll leave the upstairs room unlocked for you. Drop in at your leisure.
Thank you, Nika.
Don't worry about payment. Shipwreck survivors stay free of charge.
Thank you.
Take care now.
I will. Alright, let's go off and explore the village a little more. Because we still have to talk to the captain. We haven't talked to the captain yet. Alright, down we go. So we can actually...
Do it if I put my mind to it.
What?
I can't fly if I don't even try.
Oh god.
You're not a bird, Lenny. You need to come down right now.
Come on, Lenny. You're gonna get
You're
hurt.
going to get hurt.
Everybody, turn around.
What? Why?
If you don't all turn right now, I'm gonna jump.
Okay, okay. Everyone turn around. I don't know
Okay.
what you're trying to do.
Better do
it's
as he
time to
says.
come down now.
We stay busy working this dock. It's hard, but fulfilling for me.
Of course you did. I'm just glad you're back down. Don't do that again, okay?
Okay, now that I know I can fly, I won't do it again.
Okay, well, you're still wanting to fly, so that hasn't changed. Well, let's go and talk to the captain of our ship, which she shipwrecked. Oh, more canvas. More materials, yay! And one more. We can make another canvas. Fabric, that's the word. Hello?
So you've survived too. That means only one of us has been lost at sea.
Who was lost?
Who? Only the most important one of us all, Annabelle.
Annabelle? She doesn't sound familiar.
Doesn't sound... I see. She carries you across the oceans and you don't even learn her name. Annabelle! My ship, my wooden, sea-loving daughter! Killed by the damn reefs when we came into this miserable town.
Oh, lady. I'm so very sorry.
Say so. Kindness does nothing to bring sweet Annabelle back to me.
But we all survived.
Off with you. Trade your life for hers.
Well, that's really sad.
What? I don't know. Is that an old Lindau? That used to be the main town.
Okay, what about the old Lindo?
Old Lindau was a perfectly lovely port city. If that had been our destination, we wouldn't be in this mess.
Oh.
Oh, our ship. Such a good ship she was. Now leave me be. Can't you leave a person to mourn in peace?
I made a painting for you.
Annabelle? Why did you paint her all ruined like that? Is this supposed to memorialize a resting place?
Yes.
Then you do understand this tragedy. Thank you. She would thank you too. If she was still alive. I don't want anything to do with this painting. It's a thoughtful gesture. You keep it. Take these. There's nothing worse than arriving in a new place glowstoneless.
Thank you.
Now leave me be.
I do like the touch that the subtitles are backed with black stuff so that it's easy to see them. Because I think that's one of the accessibility features that a lot of game developers do neglect.
Watch your step there. Lots of moving boxes around here. You're looking a little waterlogged. Guessing you just came in off of that ship. Think you even got some seaweed hanging from your ear.
Oops. Jeez, thanks.
Yeah, we all have those days, right? I mean, my dad got in a shipwreck once. He wasn't as lucky as you, though.
Oh, that must have been tough.
No, he's fine. Just lost his leg is all. Now he gets to order us around even more. So, you'll probably be exploring all over, right? Would you do me a huge favor?
What is it?
My brother loves raspberry-filled pastries. Loves them. He can't get enough. But raspberries don't grow here. So he puts in an overseas order every 2 weeks. It's crazy, really. Now, the thing he hates is grape-filled pastries. I mean, we all hate them, obviously, but he hates them even more. He'd destroy them all if he could, you know? He once saw an old lady eating some, and he grabbed the box and threw it in the ocean. It was the craziest thing.
Why?
So what I did was fill his raspberry pastry bag with, grape pastries. Can you imagine what he's gonna do when he eats one? He'll go insane.
You're a
He's
nasty
always
person.
Suspicious of me doing something like this, though, so it would be perfect if you could play along and act like you're a delivery person. So, what do you say? Will you deliver them to him?
I'm not into pranks.
Really? Huh. Don't think of it as a prank. Think of it as a bonding experience between loving siblings.
Fine.
Perfect. You gotta play the part, though. Really make them think they're raspberry pastries. This'll be great. Here, take these. My brother lives over in Nava, so I'll meet you there in a few days, alright? I'll probably be near the bakery. You just come find me, and I'll point my brother out to you.
Sure. Prank-loving bear. Right, now we need to go and find this fisherman to give him his painting. I don't know why I'm collecting these white thingies, but I can collect them, so I'm going to. We go to... I don't know what they'll do, but I'm gonna collect them and then see about what they actually do later. I'm sure something will come of it. Now, where's... oh, there's some roots I can pick. There we go. Twig. Roots. Where's the fisherman? Who's... oh, he's right over there. And bloody-tastic. More roots. Roots. I do like the music.
Well, looky here, you've gone and painted the gazebo view. Are you willing to sell it?
Off a painting.
How about that? Got myself something fancy. Damn fish unbiting today.
Oh, 25 glowstones, thank you.
You around?
You're most welcome, buddy. Now, how much is it to pay the toll? 60 glowstones. Right, I don't think I have 60. But maybe we'll be able to get some more later on. I do need to paint the eclipse, but I don't think the eclipse is going to happen again today. So I'm going to have to wait until the next day to do that bit. But... alright, let's have a look. The abandoned tower. Some Linden town folk spoke of a ominous sighting near the abandoned tower at night. Pastries, mother's last wishes. We're gonna have to work on those bits soon. Okay, let's pick up the feather. She won't take me to Nava just yet. This lady we've already spoken to. Let's have a look at the inn and have a look at our room. We also need to buy wine from the lady. From Nika.
You look well.
Thank you, Nika. Now, sell me your wine. Okay. Alright, what do you want? Who are you? Oh, some wax nearby him. Let's take that. Hello?
I feel so adventurous staying here in Lindo.
Do you indeed? Where are you traveling from?
I live in Nava, but sometimes I just long for the primitive lifestyle Lindo offers.
Yes, so primitive with you sitting by the fireside reading a book. But anyway, Lindo seems well established to me. Or do you visit Lindo often? Do you visit often?
This is my first excursion out of Nava. It just feels like the right time for a dramatic adventure. Some may find the story of my journey utterly inspiring. Nothing could have prepared me for the muddy paths, the unbearable heat. I even had to eat outside.
Oh, God.
Overall, it was a dreadful experience, but I braved through it all.
Well, I just survived a terrible shipwreck.
I'm guessing you're a bit inexperienced in travel safety. Perhaps you should consult me for advice before your next journey.
You're insufferable.
I so dearly wish my friends could see how adventurous I've become.
So incredibly
I do enjoy
adventurous. Yes, you do tell me about your journey.
Right. I'm sure you have the saga thoroughly memorized. Say, you do some sort of art things, don't you? Do you think you could capture my sheer magnificence on canvas? I'm dying to show my friends what a remarkable traveler I've become.
Sure.
What stunning taste you have. Be sure to capture every bit of my elegance.
I think that will do. I want to make sure that you can see that he's literally just sitting by the fireside reading a book. It's not a bad little painting, if I say so myself. You can have that.
Oh my. That painting. It's the most perfect thing I've ever seen. I simply must have it.
Or you can.
This is wonderful. My friends will be so jealous of me. I think I'll start a collection of paintings just like this. Can you imagine? An entire wall filled with paintings of me.
Classic narcissist. I'm glad you like it. Pompous patron completed. Well, yes, pompous he is. Right, let's go upstairs and have a look. Let's see. What do we have here? Places to sleep. Book. The architect of Lindo. Lindo's buildings are engineering marvels. It is as difficult to construct as they are beautiful. The designs of these technical endeavors are the work of one eccentric genius, Azad of Taria. 5 years ago, this incredible architect vanished. His whereabouts remain a mystery to this day. Though praised for his accomplishments in engineering and architecture, he is perhaps most widely recognized throughout Eastshade for a rare genetic facial disfigurement. A polarizing celebrity, many praise his genius, whilst others resent his supposedly arrogant disposition. Some even claim that his notoriety is owed entirely to the disfigurement, implying that his creditor's skills are in actuality nothing more than ordinary. However, one only needs to look around the town of Lindau to see he has built something wonderful. I agree to that. The architecture is quite nice. Let's have a look in our room. More fabric, wax, and a book. Shadian Folktales, Volume 1. Long ago, the air outside the planet grew terribly cold. Without any fur or feathers for protection, the sun began to freeze. She decided to make her flames as big and hot as possible to keep herself warm. Sun worked all day and night to keep her fires burning. Enormous flames reached all the way out onto our soil and began to scorch the creatures here. Fires raged, destroying homes and forests, but Sun was too exhausted to notice. Growing worried, the plants and creatures decided to help her. Together they gathered twigs, leaves, furs, and feathers and wove them all together into a large sheet of fabric. They covered it with clay to protect it from fire, and the trees lifted the woven mass into the sky. "Take this blanket and rest yourself in warmth," the creatures cried. Sun slipped under the blanket and wrapped herself tightly. Her flames cooled and dimmed, leaving the land creatures in darkness. When Sun woke from her nap, her golden lights returned to the creatures, who danced and sang, thankful their gift had worked, and so that is the story of the Sun's blanket, which she still uses each day. You know what? I really like that. I quite like that a lot, actually. It's a wonderful way to kind of tell the day and night cycle story. Yeah, I really want to see how they're going to explore the eclipse thing now. I wonder what they're going to say about it. You're not going to speak to me now, are you? No. Alright. Can I open the door? Yes. What else can I do? Is there anyone else I can talk to? Hello, hello, hello. You going to talk to me? No, why not? Well, I'm going to explore around. Anyway, I think that will do for this episode, because when it comes to night, we're going to go and explore that tower. And I can't do anything to the rats because there's no killing in this game. There is absolutely no combat. There is literally nothing but painting and walking around exploring the world, which I quite like. Look, I'm all for RPGs that involve a lot of killing and stuff, but sometimes you just need to take a break from your murderous rage to paint something. And I do actually really like the fact that someone has gone ahead and made a game without any combat. It's a bit of a rarity, and it's a bit of a really different sort of approach to a game. Because I think it's just been a thing in our heads where we're like, okay, RPGs mean they all have, you know, combat systems and leveling systems and decision trees and all of that, but this game doesn't do that. I mean, there are different decisions, and I'm sure there are probably different consequences and stuff, but I do love the fact that the game lets you just wander about the place and just paint things if that's what you want to do. I think it's quite fascinating as a game concept. But anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed our first look at Eastshade. I don't know how the story is going to develop. If the story is interesting, I might do an analysis video on it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's a good idea or not. We'll think about that. But either way, I hope you have a lovely, lovely day.